I listen to what you're saying. It all makes sense. Of course, it makes sense. But how realistic is it for somebody, especially a man, now in his 50s, 60s, whatever, to all of a sudden show emotion or be willing to? I mean, is that realistic?
Did you push record?
Thanks so much for tuning in again to Our Second Act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life. Hey, Silka.
Hello, Paige. Today we want to revisit our series on emotional health, specifically bottling up, suppressing, whatever you want to call it, our emotions and feelings. And there certainly is a difference between women and men and how we handle our emotions. What can you tell us about that, and that we really need to pay attention to at this point in our lives?
Gosh, do we have a long enough show to get into this? Okay, so, whew. All right, so first off, what I have seen and what I've noticed is that when women get to midlife, the mask comes off, the hormones do not allow emotions to be stuffed down anymore, and you know what comes out. And their emotions, their thoughts, their feelings, everything is just comes everywhere, which is a great thing, a very, very good thing, because women are like, I'm done. I'm done holding things back. This is what I feel. This is what I think, and I'm allowed to, damn it. Where on the flip side for men are like, oh my God, who is this person that I'm involved with? I've never seen this side of them before. And for men too, especially with our population, our population never allowed men to have their emotions. So all these years of not having your emotions, you stuff it down, you shove it down, you bottle it up. It does cause health issues, in several different ways. And when you bottle up your emotions, you're not being authentic to yourself. You're not being authentic to anybody who you're involved with intimately. You're not living your true you. You're not living your true self. So as these emotions get stuffed down in there, it's affecting your organs, your fluids. It causes dis-ease. It causes disease. It can, some of the symptoms to pay attention to is if you feel really fatigued or bad sleep, because the things that you're not working out during the day or speaking about emotionally, they're going to keep you up at night. Anxiety, panic attacks, heart palpitations. I always say when someone has a heart attack is, what's the wounding? What's the emotional wounding behind the heart attack? Because what's a heart attack? It's an attack of the heart. Even though there's something medical there, there is always something emotional that goes with that too. Elevated blood pressure, sometimes weight gain, or the other side, where you lose a lot of weight because you're not dealing with what you're really feeling. So it's really important by the time you reach our age, how much crap have you kept inside that you haven't shared emotionally? I call it the trash bag effect, that you can stuff the trash bag, you seal it, and then you keep stuffing it and it starts to pop open and split until it breaks. And whatever that break looks like for you, it could be a relationship break, it could be medical issues, it could be mental health issues, whatever it is, it's coming.
Well, and people do have a wake-up call. All of a sudden they have a burst. Maybe it is a heart attack, especially as you get to be our age. That is more and more prominent, of course. But I listen to what you're saying. It all makes sense. Of course it makes sense. But how realistic is it for somebody, especially a man, now in his 50s, 60s, whatever, to all of a sudden show emotion or be willing to? I mean, is that realistic?
It goes back to if that person wants to delve into it. It's a choice. It's a choice until it's not, until something comes out and you can't hold it in anymore because something happens. But it's still a choice. Do you really want to get connected to your emotions? Because if you're a man in a relationship with a woman, I'm going to tell you right now, a woman wants a deep emotional connection. So you may not be able to go to the depth that your partner can go to, but stepping in, getting connected here helps you connect with who you are, where you are in your life, connect with those people who mean a lot to you in your life. And it's really, really important. Like, we have emotions because we're supposed to experience them and we're supposed to share them, and it's okay to feel them. And in this world, where our population with men, haven't been given the okay to do it, by the time they get to our age and older, it's like, how do they do it? So it's hard for them to step back in and relearn how to do it.
Yeah, and it's always amazes me, that fear of feeling emotions that a lot of men have. If if they would just know, especially if it's in relation to a relationship or in reference to a relationship, is how much better. But to your point, what you said, that could be if you all of a sudden show emotion, be a little bit more vulnerable, it can change the trajectory of your whole relationship. When the woman, all of a sudden, your partner says, "Oh my gosh, they're you can change." And maybe that's why I asked the question: how realistic, is it that that's going to happen?
It's different for everyone, and sometimes they're pushed into, hey, if you don't get to that point, I'm leaving, and they go, oh my God, I need to do something, or something occurs in their life that they start to explore that. When you talked about how hard it is for men, I got this visualization because, I work with a lot of special forces and first responders, and these are people who deal with the hardest, scariest crap that anybody can possibly do. But oh my God, you take them to talk about one emotion and it's like the worst thing. And I'm like, you run into buildings, you shoot, you deal with terrorist attacks, you fight in war zones, but you go into a place of an emotion and not going there. And a lot of times what I see across the board with men and women who are afraid to go into their emotions, they're afraid that if they open up Pandora's box, that everything will spill out and fall on the floor and they won't be able to recover. And I'm here to say to you, you will be able to recover. So let Pandora's box open up and let yourself feel it and give yourself that approval, that acceptance, that allow yourself to go to that place. And if you don't want to go to it by yourself, engage somebody else, whether it's a close friend or a significant other. Go see a therapist or coach who can help you work through it.
Yeah. Well, and as we know, emotional health is really the foundation of even, mental health certainly, and physical health, and is going to be a topic that we're going to be addressing heavily
Yes.
in the coming months, because everything that we do, the comments that we get, it's emotionally charged. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, but something that people need to work through and want to work through and want to talk about. Paige, is there anything else that on this segment we want to leave our viewers with?
Just that, you're having emotions for a reason. So it behooves you to figure out what's the connection with the emotion that I'm having, what's it connected to, and why is it coming out now, and how can being connected to that emotion help me mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically, spiritually, nutritionally, and medically. There you go.
And on that, we'll see you next time on Our Second Act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life.
Thanks so much for watching. For more information on living your life to the fullest after 50, please visit our website, secondact.tv. And if you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Buttons are right over here. See you next time. Bye-bye.